Give me one daily habit that truly makes a measurable difference in how long and how well we live. What's the first thing that comes to your mind of a daily?
Waking up first thing in the morning and exercising.
So you believe in exercising early in the day, first thing?
I believe in exercising at a time that works for you, but most people that have a job, you got to get it out of the way when the phones aren't ringing and your boss isn't up your keister. And that's like a guaranteed time. And it also helps sync your sleep. So you get a twofer.
Circadian rhythm.
You bump your circadian rhythm, because that's next, is trying to pick an exact wake-up time. So if you get the exact wake-up time and then you don't get time to think and say, oh, I feel horrible, I'm not going to work out, you're still too groggy and you get out the door. And I'm like the biggest exercise fanatic in the world. And I'm like, oh, I'd like to stay in bed. But when I'm out for 10 minutes, I'm going, thank God I got out the door. Right. So I think that's the number one habit, and that syncs your circadian rhythm as well as gets you out and gets you fit.
But isn't it true that for most of your professional life, you were in the office by 6 or 6:30 in the morning?
Yeah, but I always worked out at 4:30.
That's what I'm saying. So you would wake up at 4 or 4:30 and work out.
Yeah.
So take me through. I kind of know some of this, but I want you to explain it. Because I'm sorry, but you are a perfect example of why you should do this shit. Because he's not a young man, but he looks amazing, and it's also not just you're blessed with good looks and good genes, but you do the work.
I don't think I'm blessed with good genes at all. My uncle died at 52 of heart disease. My dad needed bypass surgery.
That's right. We share
way
that,
before my age. And, my mom died relatively young of this idiosyncratic pulmonary fibrosis. So, But
your dad lived to be pretty old,
My dad
right?
lived to be up in his 90s
but
and did
not
pretty
a healthy...
good. But he was kind of a little bit like your dad. He never lifted a finger, trying to do anything other than his job.
Take me through... I want some specifics, though. So do you still do that? You still wake up at like 4:30?
No, I've got like a new easy life. I wake up at 5 now.
Okay,
so I wake up at 5.
What a lazy son of a bitch you are.
And then so I'll have like an easy day and a hard day. So the hard days, I work out 90 minutes. And the easy days, I work out 60 minutes. And then...
With coffee or with any kind of...
No, I've never drank coffee my whole life. So I've never been a caffeine person. Yeah, I'm always fasting.
But you're doing water. You're chugging water. Do you...
No, I never drink water.
You never drink water?
Well, I don't drink water till I get back. I mean, when I get back, I've got a little routine. But no, I have like a loose gastroesophageal sphincter. So if I were to eat before I worked out, and this certainly isn't true for everybody else, I'd upchug. So I can't eat within 4 hours of exercise.
So you wake up, give me an example.
So I wake up at about 5, and then it'll only take me, I'll try to move pretty quickly. So I'll be out the door by 5:10,
And you're running first.
Well, I have all different workouts, mainly now just because my knees are so bad, I've kind of had to eschew long distance running. So pretty much my runs will be interval runs up a pretty steep hill. So I'll pick out a 2-mile section of a pretty steep hill in the hills of Hollywood. This is where they come in handy, and kind of do a 2-minute, gasping for air run. And then I'll walk down over a period of about 4 minutes. So it'll be a 6-minute cycle, so I'll do 10 of those. That would be a hard day, and then I'd come back and do weightlifting for 30 minutes. And then the easy day, I'd either do, maybe I'd go out and shoot baskets, under the lights in Hollywood. Play tennis with me. Or play tennis with you. I'd do that for, say, 60 to 90 minutes, or do something a little bit more social. And rotate things like that. And then if I was really sore, maybe I'd do a rowing machine, or I would also, some days when I'm doing my easy days, I'll walk at 3.4 miles an hour at 14% grade, and I'll do that for an hour, and then just never really.
What are you doing? What are you doing when you're doing that cardio? Are you watching something? Are you listening?
Yeah, when
to
I
something?
do that cardio, I'm always doing medical podcasts, so I'm doing a little learning, thing. But once you do hard exercise, nothing goes in your brain, so you really can't do that. You can play music, but you can't really remember anything when you're working out hard.
I have, if I'm on a machine, which is really rare because over the last 15 years especially, I got to be outside. And I'll stay outside for as long as I possibly can because I love it. Even if it's chilly, I just need to be outside. I need vitamin D, natural vitamin D, and I just love working out, getting a workout, getting my cardio in the great outdoors, no matter what.
Always.
But I have to, and when I'm doing a hike or anything, I don't want any other sensory. I just want to be in the moment. I want to smell the air. I want to hear what's going on. But when I'm on an elliptical or if I'm on a treadmill, I can't do it without a distraction. I have to be listening to music.
It's very boring. I mean, machines should only be for checking your pace. In other words, when I do a treadmill, I just want to say, okay, I've been out running. Am I running at the right speed? And, check your speeds. And then also by doing those VO2 max or faux VO2 maxes, I know, hey, am I doing enough? Or am I lacking? Or am I lackadaisical? Because I see my numbers are dropping. Just like, the biggest revelation I had with my little N of 1 experimentation was for a long time I decided I was going to do intermittent fasting. And people may or may not know this. When you work out really vigorously, you bump up your lactate, and that's like a really strong anti-appetite thing. So I really have no appetite in the morning. And all of a sudden, my weight has been so steady. My muscle mass has been so steady. I noticed all of a sudden, oh my God, I lost, I think it was 11 pounds of muscle. And it was just like, that was shocking to me. And that was from not eating anything until say 1 o'clock and working out at 5 o'clock or 4:30. So that doesn't work for me. So I desperately had to go back and rework things at that point. So that's why there are some benefits to really checking yourself closely with the body composition, because even somebody like myself that does that for a profession can be fooled sometimes by doing what I thought was a healthful change in my routine.
Mm-hmm.